Our Father,
which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name.
hallowed be thy name.
Thy kingdom come,
Thy kingdom come,
thy will be done,
thy will be done
in earth
in earth
as it is in heaven.
as it is in heaven.
Give us this day our daily bread.
Give us this day our daily bread,
Forgive us our debts,
and forgive us our debts,
as we forgive our debtors.
as we forgive our debtors.
And lead us not into temptation,
And lead us not into temptation,
but deliver us from evil.
but deliver us from evil.
For thine is the kingdom,
Thine is the
the
kingdom,
power,
and the power,
and the glory,
and the glory,
forever.
forever.
Amen.
In Jesus' name we pray.
In Jesus' name we pray.
Amen.
Amen.
All right. Question and answer. Now, Ben asked about 144,000 either.
All the time.
I know I already did a class for y'all to look at that. What's the question?
My question is, like, how do you get baptized?
How do you get baptized?
How old you got? Age.
A good age, man. Let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 4. Let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 4.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Deuteronomy chapter 4. Deuteronomy 4. I'm sorry, it should be Deuteronomy chapter 1. Let's see here. Deuteronomy chapter 1. And start this around verse 36. Deuteronomy 1 and 36. Go ahead and read that for me.
Save Caleb, the son of Jephunneh.
Okay, you come up, son. You come up to start at verse 35. Deuteronomy 1 and 35. What does it say, bro?
Surely there should not one of these men of this evil generation see that good land, which I swear to give unto your fathers.
So now what's happening here is, this is what the Lord is saying to Moses, right? And he's letting them know regarding the children that came out of Egypt. They're not gonna see. They ain't walking into the promised land. They made the Lord mad, right? So because they made the Lord mad, he's not gonna let them in, but he gonna let you know. In another place, it tells you nobody got into the promised land that was over 20. All right, besides Joshua and Caleb, right? But I'm going to show you why. It says, surely there should not one of these men of this evil generation see that good land, which I swear to give unto your father, save who?
Caleb, the son of Jephunneh, he shall see it. And to him will I give the land that he hath trodden upon, and to his children, because he hath wholly followed the Lord.
Right, so Caleb being over the age of 20, him and Joshua, they over the age of 20, they got to see the promised land. All right, everybody under 20 though, they got in, but everybody over, besides Joshua and Caleb, they did not get in. All right, these other adults made the Lord upset. All right, what he saying, verse 37?
Also the Lord was angry with me for your sakes, saying, thou also shalt not go thither.
Right, so even Moses ain't get in. Moses ain't get in because the Lord told him to do something. He got mad at the people, went and smoked the rock. The Lord said, because of that, you ain't getting to the promised land. So this is what he's saying. This is what Moses, because this is Moses doing the talking to Deuteronomy. All right, so he says, also the Lord was angry with me for your sake, saying, thou also shalt not go in thither, talking about the promised land. But what? Verse 38.
But Joshua, the son of Nun, will stand before thee. He shall go in thither. Encourage him, for he shall cause Israel to inherit it.
Right, so Joshua's going to take Moses' place, in other words. What he said in verse 39?
Moreover, your little ones, which he said should be a prey, and your children, which in that day had no knowledge between good and evil.
Wait a minute. He said, moreover, right? Moreover, your little ones, which should be a prey, and your children, which in that day had no knowledge between good and evil. What did he say?
They shall go in thither, and unto them will I give it, and they shall possess it.
Okay, so these little children that he's talking about, these was all the children that were under 20. You get it? All right, so he said they're going to get in because they had no knowledge between good and evil. You understand what I'm saying? So let's go look at another place. Let's go with Exodus chapter 30. Let's see here. Give me 1 second. I'm going to find it. Pull up my, let me show you something else. Let's see, the safe age we like to do it around is around 20. You know what I'm saying? And my daughter, she was 19, I think it was like March, and she was getting ready to turn 20 in May. So we let her go that, because that was, we had a baptism in that March, so we let her go and get baptized. You know what I'm saying? 3 months from there, she's going to be 20 anyway. You know what I'm saying? So we try to keep it close to around that time. But let's look at something else. Give me 1 second.
Exodus 30, chapter 14.
What did it say?
About the 20 years old. That what you looking for?
What you talking about? The promised land?
The age.
I'm saying, what is it referring to?
20 years old and above.
Going into the promised land?
Yeah. Offering to the Lord.
That's what I'm looking for.
Okay.
The offering to the Lord.
What is that? Exodus 30, verse 14.
Yeah, Exodus 30, verse 14. That's what I'm looking for right there. Thank you, Josh. Exodus 30, verse 14. Now, this talking about offering up or making an atonement for your sins, right? Now, we ain't going to say this got nothing to do with you being baptized, but just pay attention to this atonement, what the Lord required, though. All right, Exodus chapter 30, just giving you a number, though. A number that's comprehensible. Exodus 30, pick this up at verse 11. That's where we started. Verse 11, go ahead.
And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, When thou takest the sum of the children of Israel after their number, then shall they give every man a ransom for his soul unto the Lord. When thou numbers them, that there be no plague among them, when thou numbers them.
I can read.
This they shall give every one that passeth among the number. Every one of them that pass that are numbered have a shekel after the shekel of the sanctuary. A shekel is 20 gerahs, and a half shekel shall be the offering of the Lord.
Okay, now notice what he said, though. In verse 12 now, he said, they shall give every man a ransom for his soul unto the Lord when thou numberest them, right? That there be no plague among them when thou number them, right? Notice what he said in verse 14. Go ahead.
Everyone that passeth among them that are numbered, from 20 years old and above, shall give an offering unto the Lord.
Right, but why is he saying everyone that's 20 years old and above? We just saw in Deuteronomy that they said what? He said that they ain't have no knowledge between good and evil. So everybody up under 20 got into the land because they ain't have no knowledge between good and evil. You see what I'm saying? So like around 18, you really don't got no knowledge. You don't really know what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? So, and then some people can push the issue. Like I think one brother got baptized at 18. I didn't do it. I think JD them did a while back, you know what I'm saying? They baptized a brother some years ago before we even met. But the point is, like, I think Brother Cephas got baptized. He was 18 going on 19. You know what I'm saying? But we try to stay close to 20 as possible. You get what I'm saying? So, because it goes to show the age of responsibility. And the reason I'm saying that, because you get married to God. You ain't like you get married and just, it's something serious. You're going to make a covenant with God at your baptism. So you ain't going to be 7 years old. You don't know what you're doing. You're going to let a 7-year-old marry a man. You don't do that, right? So it don't make sense if you be 7-year-old trying to marry God. You don't know what you're doing. Much less cook. That ain't happening. Girl won't play a baby doll. But I'm just saying, like, you don't know nothing about that. So, just seeing that some of these churches, they be baptizing these little kids and stuff. Like, they don't know what they're doing. That's why they grow up and end up being sinners. So you have to understand what you're doing. So we try to do it around age 20, man. Skip down to verse, pick this up at verse 16. Go and read that.
And thou shalt take the atonement money of the children of Israel, and shalt appoint it for the service of the tabernacle of the congregation, that it may be a memorial unto the children of Israel before the Lord, to make an atonement for your souls.
Right, so instead of the Lord killing them, or that plague coming through killing them, he allowed them to offer up an atonement. He gave them a certain amount to give up, but it was, as far as the age is concerned, they had to be over 20 to do that. You know what I'm saying? So we just try to stay close to that number as possible. All right? Any other questions? Go ahead, bro. What you got?
Yeah.
In Revelation 14.
In 2 Samuel 11, verse 4, it said about it, and David sent messengers and took her, and she came in unto him, and he lay with her, for she was purified from her uncleanness. I guess I'm asking
what the uncleanness was?
Yeah.
I don't know. I have I don't know, man. Like, don't make me lie. Don't make me lie. I don't know what it is.
I know. What could that be?
Yeah, because it's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, I mean, it could have been like, it could have been that. That's the only thing I can think of. Because she wasn't unclean from sleeping with him,
right.
her husband, because he was in the field.
Unclean sleeping with him, correct?
No, I'm saying it wasn't. Well, no, he didn't come into her until after she was clean. So we know she wasn't. It couldn't have been her husband because he was in the war. He was out in the field.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So evidently, it could have been more likely she was on her menstrual. You know what I'm saying? So he just waited. And if that's the case, then he had 7 days to think about it.
Right.
Man.
He just wanted.
There was no waiting.
Yeah, because it says she came in unto him, and he lay with her, for she was purified from her uncleanness, and she returned unto her house. Unless, no, that ain't what I'm saying. I was looking at, well, maybe she, because it says she was purified from her uncleanness, and she returned unto her house. So if you look at it the way I just thought about it, it sounds like, he might have laid with her, and she unclean, you know what I'm saying? Because when you see the compilation goes out, you consider her unclean. You know what I'm saying? So probably wait till she got cleaned up the next day and then send her home. You know what I'm saying? I mean, yeah, well, you got to wait, wait till that seed, I think a few days, a day or so, something like that. Yeah. So that could be.
Being the king, could she have not refused? I mean, couldn't she have refused to sleep with him?
No.
Because, I mean, it seemed like she with that kind of option, knowing that, hey, you know what, I am a married woman. You may be king, but the laws forbid,
You got to talk on the mic so they can hear you online. Say that again. No.
Like, she slept with him.
Uh-huh.
I mean, it should be some consequence, not only for, I understand that she lost, the child, but shouldn't she have some type of onus on this as well? Because it was good for, it came at David, which is mentioned by Nathan.
You don't think your child dying is enough punishment?
Yeah, but at the same time, he's taking that as well.
But I'm just saying, for her, and she lost her husband. All because of what she did. You see what I'm saying? And it says she was mourning over that.
But could she not have refused him? Could she refuse him?
Can I ask y'all something, sisters? And I need y'all to be honest with me.
It's tragic.
If Trump try to take y'all, what y'all gonna do? You gonna fight, right?
Trump.
Barack too. You gonna fight, right? How you doing? So then it turns into rape.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So my mother, I lean more toward you wanted to do it too. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I lean more. You wanted to do it too. I tell you, David was a looker.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Then he's the king. Yeah. Hey, she probably was like, all right, I have my eye on you. Husband, I'm just saying, they seeing out there. Ain't no telling what they be thinking. Yeah, he approached her. He went and got her, man. So I don't know what happened. But I know one thing. David went all out. He went all out. But I don't know, man. I don't know. That's a good one to think about, though. But I don't know. I'm talking about, I don't know. Maybe she wasn't in the Word. You know what I'm saying? I mean, maybe she wasn't dealing with the Word. I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't expect the sisters in the Word to do that with no king. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all need to fight. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, I wouldn't expect you to just allow something like that to happen. So it just kind of like leans toward like, maybe you was a part of this too. You know what I'm saying? I mean, God did kill a kid too, so.
On the other question, he was saying about being 20 years old. Mm-hmm. Kids today is smarter than they was back then.
Well, talking about
by a person under 20 that has the knowledge of the Bible, couldn't they get baptized even though they're under 20?
Yeah, well, I mean, it depends on how old you're talking about.
What, about 17?
Yeah, I wouldn't push it. Yeah, I mean, you 2 years away from 15 years old. You know what I'm saying?
Still a child. Still a child.
Yeah, you're still, yeah. I wouldn't want to set you up for failure. You know what I'm saying? Just because technology has advanced and they know how to work computers good. You know what I'm saying? That don't mean they really, as a whole, children really ain't got it like that mentally. They really ain't got it like that. You think about somebody being in their parents' house, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, as a parent, I don't push the issue. You know what I'm saying? I don't push the issue. That's like we was talking about my son. He turned 19 the other day, and we was like, we ain't gonna get baptized. My wife was like, nah, let's just wait a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Because he still think like a kid. As far as my daughter's concerned, she was a whole lot more mature at 14, 15 years old. You know what I'm saying? Like, she getting up every morning at 15, 16 in the Word. You know what I'm saying? While everybody else is worrying about other things. So that was an easy decision. So my son, he ain't on that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, do what he got to do, keep the Sabbath, because, but he ain't even go the extra mile. You know what I'm saying? He even go extra fortnight. You know what I'm saying? Or make some beats or something. You know what I'm saying? That's where he focus. That's where his focus is. So I understand that. So he may need that actual time. You know what I'm saying? He may need that time to actually get into that. He ain't even worried about no girls right now. You know what I'm saying? Girls, he ain't even worried about it. When can I get this next fortnight? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's what it is. So hey, as long as you're respectful, I ain't got no problem with it. You work hard and then you play hard. I give him that. So it's going. But I did tell him, bro, you get 20, man, you need to go get you a little girlfriend or something, bro. It's about time for some grandkids. You need to get married. Come on, man. I need to get about 7 grandsons right quick. I got 1 son, so I need about 7 grandsons, man. 8, 9, or 10. What? Uh-huh. Right. The world look at us like, well, y'all be what? Yeah, man, that's a good thing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Oh yeah, that's one thing. They ain't going nowhere though. Whoever he labeled, that's it. You done. Oh, it is?
He left. He stayed with her.
Oh, okay.
And Jared at 20, he just turned 20.
Oh yeah, so. But like I said, I don't force the issue right now. As far as him getting baptized, just kind of let him, continue to grow in the Word and stuff like that. But at 20, we're gonna make that jump, because I hate for you to die.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? At 20, you have an opportunity to do it, so you're gonna go and get in this water, man.
Yeah, because he does the Bible pretty good. He's pretty good.
How old is he?
17.
17? Yeah. Just give him a little more time. You know what I'm saying? 18 leaning toward 19, 19 leaning toward 20, but 17 is still, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I want to set him up. You know. Yeah, because you know how you was at 17, you know what I'm saying? And I know how I was at 17. Even though you got the word there, still Satan crafty, man. He more crafty than a 17-year-old, believe that. But, you know.
One thing I'm going to say is I really appreciate you because me and Joe, I want to say we appreciate you because
Praise the Lord.
We really understand a lot when you be doing your other lessons.
Oh, praise
Especially
the Lord.
with the 7 churches, man, I was thrilled with that one. I love that one because I never understood what the 7 churches was, because in the Sunday church they used to teach us it was just about, you know, the world. It wasn't
Right.
about us.
Right,
You know what I
right.
mean? But me and Joe, we really understood a lot, and he always said, I like watching Nate. I like watching Jediah. You know, he liked watching y'all, and I was
Right.
like, that's cool.
That's my
cool.
man there.
Good
And the 7 churches of Revelation, if it wasn't for Jediah, I wouldn't be able to teach it.
That was real good.
You know, thank you.
And
But
the
that's
2300
he taught me.
2300 also.
Oh yeah, that's what's up, man.
Yeah,
Yeah, praise the Lord.
Everybody was
Praise God.
running towards that one.
Is that right?
And when we talk-
Eventually, I'm gonna get it straight where y'all can see it on TV. You see it right. Eventually, I get it right. Like where I can actually project it good, you know. But as long as y'all got edified, man, that'd be
we
the.
appreciate that understanding.
Oh, praise the Lord, man. Praise God.
Yeah, and last night your lesson about, you know, not all things are lawful, but not all things are
Yeah.
expedient. That was good because
Yeah.
you don't want to like go overboard and, you know, put yourself in a situation where other people are around and,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
So with that being said, like me and the girls at the job
Mm-hmm.
too, like I'm trying to be, you know, hopefully they'll come through. Because one of the girls actually said Thursday night when we went out, and she wanted to know why we put head wraps on and stuff. And we touched on that, and like I really didn't understand like the significance. Well, I understand the significance, but I really like when you said it's really basically the power.
Right. Right.
You know what I mean? That it shows, which leads me to a next thought. So when I get that now, so when the Bible says, you know, here a little, there a little. Is that as a whole, or there are some exceptions? Because I can read that in 1 Corinthians chapter 11. And I know, like in the Old Testament, where I guess Eve should have had her covering, per se, it was Adam, but now it's spiritual power with the covering.
Right.
What it is.
Right. Well, actually, there's an example in Numbers chapter 5.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I think Numbers 5. Let's go look at it. Let me show you something. Numbers chapter 5. Numbers chapter 5. And this is regarding an issue of jealousy, right? This is if a brother feels like his wife has stepped out on him, right? He ain't got no proof about it. He just feel in his heart like you done did something wrong, you know what I'm saying? Well, God had a way to see if this brother's inclination was right or if it was wrong. All right? So pick it up at verse 11. What does it say, brother?
And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, If any man's wife go aside and commit a trespass against him.
Now, we're talking about trespass against him like laying with another man. So if any man's wife go aside and commit a trespass against him, what is it in 13?
A man lie with her carnally, and it be hid from the eyes of her husband, and be kept closed, and she be defiled, and there is no witness against her, neither she be taken with the manner.
Okay, so like she ain't acting funny, in other words. You know what I'm saying? You walking kind of funny. You know, so you did something. Well, ain't nothing going on, right? You can't find nothing, you know, but you just got a bad feeling, man, but she ain't taken with the manner. Like there's nothing giving her away. But as a man, you just feel like something ain't right. It said a man lie with her carnally, like fleshly, he lay with her, have sex with her, and it be hid from the eyes of her husband, and be kept closed, and she be defiled, she's actually did it, and there be no witness against her, neither she be taken after the manner, verse 14.
And the spirit of jealousy come upon him.
So this brother got a spirit of jealousy on him. All right? He knows something, he can't figure it out. But the Lord got a plan in place to kind of determine if this happened or not. So it said the spirit of jealousy come upon him, and what else?
And he be jealous of his wife, and she be defiled. Or if the spirit of jealousy come upon him, and he be jealous of his wife, and she be not defiled.
Right, so he can't really tell them, right? He can't really tell whether or not she did it or not, but he just got the spirit of jealousy. Whether she did it or not, he got a spirit of jealousy, and God got a protocol in place to find out if she did it or not. So verse 15, what does it say?
Then shall the man bring his wife unto the priest, and he shall bring her offering for her, the 10th part of an ephah of the barley meal, and he shall pour no oil upon it, nor put frankincense thereon, for it is an offering of jealousy, an offering of memorial. Bring iniquity to remembrance.
Oh, okay. So notice what it is, right? It's going to bring the sin to remembrance. Like, she probably hiding it, thinking it's going to pass or whatever, but God got a way to bring this sin to remembrance. It say the man going to bring his wife unto the priest. He going to bring her offering for her, the 10th part of an ephah of barley meal. He going to pour no oil upon it, nor put frankincense thereon, for it is an offering of jealousy, an offering of memorial, bringing iniquity or sin to remembrance. How you go all over the Bible and you say that iniquity means making somebody else sin? Lord have mercy. It say bringing iniquity to remembrance. Go ahead and read what else?
And the priest shall bring her near.
We talking about bringing her iniquity, her sin to remembrance, not somebody else's. Talking about bringing her sin to remembrance. What else? Go ahead and read verse 16.
And set her before the Lord.
And so it said, and the priest shall bring her near and set her before the Lord. Remember now, the man is taking the wife to the priest, right? Because I need to find out, man, if she done did something wrong. So what the priest going to do, he going to take this woman and set her before the Lord. The priest is in the tabernacle. He's going to set this woman before the Lord. Go ahead and read what?
And the priest shall take holy water in an earthen vessel.
So he going to get some holy water. He going to put it like in an earthen vessel, like a pot or something like that. He going to get some holy water, pour it in there. This ain't some regular, Aquafina now. We talking about some holy water. Some real holy water. He going to put it in an earthen vessel. Go ahead and read. What else?
And of the dust that is on the floor.
And he going to get that dust off the floor inside the tabernacle. Keep reading.
Of the tabernacle, the priest shall take and put it into the water.
He going to take that dust and put it into the water. Go ahead.
And the priest shall set the woman before the Lord and uncover the woman's head.
Wait a minute. He going to do what?
Uncover the woman's head.
He going to set her before the priest, the priest going to set the woman before the Lord and do what? And uncover the woman's head. Finna get that protection up off of her now. So remember I told you, like, this is something what the angels actually see. You see what I'm saying? But he finna get that protection up off of her now. Go ahead and read. What else?
And put the offering of memorial in her hands.
So we got the offering of memorial in the hand. What else?
Which is the jealousy offering. And the priest shall have it. The priest shall have in his hands the bitter water that causeth the curse.
All right, so we got that water now. Got that holy water with that dust in it, and she got the offering in her hand to bring iniquity to remembrance, right? Offering of memorial. What it say in verse 19?
And the priest shall charge her by an oath, and say unto the woman, if no man have lain with thee, and if thou hast not gone aside to uncleanness with another instead of thy husband, be thou free from this bitter water that causeth the curse.
All right, so listen, if you ain't did nothing wrong, and nothing gonna happen to you when you drink this water. But notice what got to happen first, though. Got to get that covering off her head, don't it? Ain't nothing gonna touch you, though. If you ain't did nothing wrong, you gonna be good. That's why he's saying the priest shall charge her by an oath and say unto the woman, if no man have lain with thee, and if thou hast not gone aside to uncleanness with another instead of thy husband, be thou free from this bitter water that caused the curse. Verse 20.
But if thou hast gone aside to another instead of thy husband.
So if you done slept around, go ahead.
And if thou be defiled, and some men have lain with thee beside thine husband, then the priest shall charge this woman with an oath of cursing. And the priest shall say unto the woman, the Lord make thee a curse and an oath among thy people. When the Lord doth make thy thigh to rot and thy belly to swell.
How you think that's going to happen? The Lord going to allow that angel to touch you. Remember, you got deaf angels. You know what I'm saying? Remember, you look in the Bible when the Lord was healing people and stuff like that. He was casting out evil spirits and sickness and all that type of stuff. Remember the boy with cerebral palsy, right? Remember, he had that evil spirit and kept throwing him in the water, throwing him in the fire, bringing him out oftentimes. And then the Lord came and what? Cast that spirit up off him. But in order for these spirits to get on her, we going to have to get that covering up off her. If you did sleep around, he said, the Lord make thee a curse and an oath among thy people, when the Lord doth make thy thigh to rot, and your belly gonna swell. And this water that caused the curse shall go into thy bowels to make thy belly to swell and thy thigh to rot, and the women shall say, Amen, amen. Listen, if this was going on today, adultery would not be happening, boy. And if it was, y'all see a lot of holes in people's women's legs. They were like, we know what you did. Go to 1 Corinthians right quick. Right. Yep, you know what you done did. Messed around, eh? 1 Corinthians chapter 11. Look at verse 8. 1 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 8. Read that for me.
For the man is not of the woman, but the woman is of the man.
Just looking at the order of how God got things set up. The man is not of the woman, but the woman of the man. Go ahead, verse 9.
Neither was the man created for the woman, but the woman for the man.
Keep reading.
For this cause ought the woman to have power on her head because of the angel.
Right, so because of this cause, for this cause ought the woman to have power on her head because of what?
The angels.
We talking about the good angels? Or we talking about Satan and his angels that got cast out? You see what I'm saying? So that's what that covenant is representing on your head. That's representing that power that you got. Talking about your husband. So like I say, they're going to, more likely they're going to take a second look at trying to come. They're going to have to, try to come a different way now. Because you got some understanding. You got power in your head, So that's what, my take on that, understanding.
Yeah, thank you for that. Because the girl I was talking to about that, she said she just feels like it's bondage, that we're all about bondage.
No, we trying to set you free from bondage. Yeah, trying to set you free from it. Yeah, trying to set you free from it, man. It's bigger than that, though. Like, just think about, just give it an example of how, when the Lord had the death angel come through Egypt. Like, he'll do things. He will give you things that you can comprehend in this physical realm. That's just like with the language. God don't got to talk to us, but in order for him to communicate with us, he got this stuff put inside of a book. And guess what? You understand what's written in the book. Most of everything, as far as how learning is concerned, knowledge is concerned, we get it from where? We get it from books. We communicate with each other through languages. God don't have to communicate. Listen, he told Jonah to he told the whale to spit Jonah out, didn't he? The whale spit Jonah out. I don't know what language he was speaking. The whale understood it though, didn't he? He spit him out. But the point is, for us, he has a way to communicate with us. This is for us to understand. This is what we can see. We don't see what's going on in the spiritual realm. You know what I'm saying? Just like we ain't see them, we didn't, just like with the blood that was put on the doorpost. The man just came through there, they saw that blood. So that was a representation of your faith, though. You know what I'm saying? You got some understanding. I'm going to go kill this man, put this blood on my doorpost. And then when that death angel came through there, they saw the blood and passed over the house. They didn't see your heart. They saw the blood. You understand what I'm saying? So likewise, you put this physical thing on your head, it's power on your head because of the angels. You got some protection, so evidently they're trying to come at you. So you need this protection. They need to see, oh man, we can't mess with her, boy. And then if you ain't got no husband, then Jesus is your protection, the next one in line. So it's bigger than just us trying to, listen, we tell you can rock it with a nice outfit. Go get a hat. You ain't got to listen, we ain't trying to make you look like Muslims. They decide to do that. Go to swimming pools covered up and all their eyes are showing. That's it. Take license pictures with all you see is the eyeball. How you going to know if that's the right person? Come on, man. But we didn't make that up. They made that up. We said just cover your head. So everybody want to make it seem like we Muslims. No, that belonged to us first. Islam, which is a false religion, they pulled that stuff and they just go overboard with it. God didn't tell us to do all that. So, we trying to help. We trying to help you. That's what Paul is showing you. Because it's something that's bigger. It's Satan trying to get at you. You know, so.
Good, thank you.
Are you welcome?
I wanted to ask y'all about that spirit that when you guys was out there that day. What was going on? We was watching it online. And the guy was rolling around.
Mm-hmm.
What was that about? Because the other day I was telling my sister-in-law that I was getting out the car with my husband, and I was walking to the gas station, and I was on the phone with Sister Pat.
Mm-hmm.
And this man was saying, what are you doing? He was just shouting at me. What are you doing? And he was already pumping the gas. And I'm on the phone with Pat. And Pat was like, what's going on? I said, I don't know. Some man hollering at somebody. So I turned around and I said like this. I pointed to myself like, me? And he said, yeah, you. What are you doing? He said, I'm watching you. I'm watching you. And I just went on in the store. I told Jeff, what did you do? I said, I went on in the store. I don't know what's going on. But I know, like, you know, she was attacked recently at her job, you know, with some women, and I felt like that might have been an attack towards me or something.
Right.
And I seen that you guys was being attacked.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Them spirits real, man. Them spirits are real. That's why you gotta always be on guard. You know what I'm saying? Like, Satan can get in anybody. That's why I told you, like, you know, that's why we looking at today, like, it's not you know, carnal. Our warfare is not carnal. You know what I'm saying? There's things that's going on in the spiritual realm that you can't see. You'll see it manifest through a person sometimes. You know what I'm saying? But that guy probably know you from nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Speaking, be the devil, man. You know what I'm saying?
White guy with a beard.
Wow, that's crazy.
She was like, we see that demon hollering at me.
Yeah, that's what it be, man. Like, for real. And that's the thing, though, we can recognize it. That's just like, you know, we was talking, and DeMarcus was like, I was like, man, I know he got a demon on him, bro, but we'll tear him to pieces, man. He was like, shoot, man. He's like, you think about what happened with Paul and them, when the guy had tried to cast out. Matter of fact, when that one demon had made them brothers run out the house, that one demon had tore their clothes off in Acts. You know what I'm saying? So DeMarcus, he was like trying to make that comparison to us. And I was like, nah, he ain't do that to us because we deal with the true and living God. We know who Jesus is. Yeah, and remember that guy came in there and was like, we cast you out by and drew you by Jesus whom Paul preached. And he was like, Paul I know and Jesus I know, but who are you? Then he told him up, didn't he? He wouldn't be able to say that about us. Nah, we gonna whoop you today, bro. You ain't we believe in the Jesus of this Bible, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's why we wasn't fazed by it. We were just looking at it like, wow, man, look at Satan, boy. You know what I'm saying? We weren't going to play with him, but we men of the Lord, you ain't finna play with us either. Right. But we can identify. We can look at them spirits, man. That's all it was. He was spirit. I went back and listened to it, and I was trying to listen to what he was saying. And if you, like, listen to it, man, he was saying some crazy stuff, man. He was saying some crazy stuff.
We was traveling on the highway one day, and this lady, there was in a minivan. She had 2 kids with her. And this demon literally was through the lady's face. When she looked over at us, all you see was this man, this demon face over. I said, Claudia, you see that? You see it? And she seen it. And you could see her. Mm-hmm. But you could see this head, this demon.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It was weird. I eased down over there because it was looking dead at us.
Wow.
It was looking at her truck in our car. And I was like, how did you see that? It scared me. You know, it just looked weird.
Right.
I've never seen it. I said, that ain't nothing demons with it. I
Yeah.
said, get away from it.
Yeah, you don't play with it. Like, it's just like, man, like, we can see it, though. Like, you know, we can see it manifest, man. And, you know, the funny thing about it is that every time we pull the Bible out, Satan is on his way, boy. Satan is coming, man. I think somebody was asking, somebody had said, I can't remember, somebody asked about, are we going to be able to go down there and do anything? Is people going to be out or something like that? And I was like, listen, once we open up that Bible, Satan is on his way. Watch. And it was all quiet down there. You know what I'm saying? We went down in Atlanta, you know, doing Turkey Day, where everybody's supposed to be home. You know, so we get out there, man, and next thing you know, here they come, boy. A drunk lady.
Was that the same guy that was front knocking, or that was another?
Yeah. He was what?
Was that the
one that was pop lock?
Is that the one that was?
That was him, the same one, yeah. Yeah, but you got to hear what he was saying. He was saying some weird stuff, man.
It made me come out or something like that.
Yeah, then he was like, you better save him. You better get him. Lord ain't going to let me come right now, but you all better save him. I'm like, what? I was like, wow, man. No, he was talking about, he was saying, like, y'all better do what y'all going to do before the Lord let me loose. And all I can think about, like, the Lord is allowing us to preach this gospel before the Lord for that great tribulation get here. You know what I'm saying? That's all I was thinking about. Like, dang. You know what I'm saying, man? But the dude, man, I don't know. I just know it was evil spirit. That's why I was like, man, look at this evil spirit, y'all. Check this out. Yeah, you sure can, man. I remember one time, listen, I don't mean to put my business out there, but I'm going to tell you what happened one time. When me and my wife had broke up, this was like 2004, before I moved to Atlanta. And, you know, I had did some things that, you know, my marriage should have ended. I think I was 29. I just turned, I was 29, getting ready to turn 30. This was around 2004, end of 2004. So at this point, you know, my wife was fed up with me. You know what I'm saying? So I ended up going to Atlanta, you know what I'm saying, because it got that bad. So I get to Atlanta, right? And I'm like, well, I said, Lord, I got to get my family back. So I just started praying. I got to Atlanta. You know, they say in Atlanta you can get anybody you want, but that wasn't on my mind. What was on my mind was getting my family back, right? So I couldn't beat her. I can't fight fire with fire. So what I did, I just started praying. And I said, Lord, I ask you to show her all these evil spirits that surrounded her, because she had turned into something that I knew that wasn't her. You know, like, you know, some people try to get mad at you and get back at you. They go a little bit too far, and you looking at them like, what in the world? This ain't you. So I knew that. I said, you know what? I just started praying, man. I asked the Lord I ask you to show her all these evil spirits that surrounded her. And one night, we was on bad terms, man. She said one night they was leaving the nightclub. They was coming across the bridge, man, and she looked over at her friend, man, and she just saw a devil, saw a demon on the girl. And I was like, praise the Lord. I wasn't even in the Word. I wasn't even in the Word, man, you know what I'm saying? But I was like, man, I got to get her back. So I just started praying, man, and, you know, she saw that devil, man. She saw that demon, man. And, you know, but I can just, that's how I know they, you know, when y'all say y'all seen these things, man, stuff like that, yeah, I can attest, you know, from that time when I had prayed and she told me about it, and I was like, wow, man. But, you know, you just got to be careful. They out here, man. They definitely out here, boy. They definitely out here. So, especially you don't be able to, but it's good, though. You can notice them. You can identify them being in the Word. You know what I'm saying? Because you know it ain't of God. You see what I'm saying? And that's what people don't understand. Even like when you getting on these medications and stuff like that, you can go too far with it. You know what I'm saying? Because remember now, Satan want to get in your mind. You know what I'm saying? So that's why you see some people that be on that PTSD stuff, and they end up killing people. Like one brother in Atlanta, he was dealing with the PTSD. He ended up robbing a bank or shooting up a bank or something like that. I can't remember what happened. I don't think they killed him though. You know what I'm saying? But he lost it. You know what I'm saying? So, but you can notice it, man. Satan will get in there and take you out there, man. But, you know, we can notice, we can identify, so that's the good thing. Don't play with it, though. Don't disrespect it. That's why I wasn't testing that spirit and nothing like that. I was just looking at it, recording them. As long as he didn't touch me, we weren't going to touch you.
I was just confused, like, why was he saying, what are you doing? I'm watching you. He was just hollering. I mean, he was hollering.
Oh, that'd be Satan. That's Satan working through him.
He was just hollering. I was like,
he said he was watching you?
yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that creeps me out.
No, that let you know, like, you need to, what's the name? Like,
She said, did you see that man hollering at me? I said, what you got? She said, yeah. He's like, I'm watching you.
There was people around. And people were looking at me like, this man was already there.
you didn't like pull in front of him?
No, just got out of the car. Pumping his gas. He was parked over there.
He was, gas station was already pumping his gas. Then I got out to go and pay.
Oh, this is recent.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All last week he was talking to people. People were coming to us left and right about the word. Everybody that was talking to us.
Oh, yeah. Y'all need to,
Yeah, because we've been traveling the last, 2 weeks, going to different people's house. Because people was calling us left and right about the word. And we're like, okay, well, we still got some Elijah.
We was talking to everybody. Everybody
going to people's houses, taking it, talking to them. sitting for 4 or 5 hours, you know, just giving them the word. Then we stopped to get some gas.
Oh, that's what
Man,
happened.
jumped on her.
Oh, yeah. That's saying right there.
So when he said he was watching it, it creeped me out.
I'm watching it. Got my eye on it.
Yeah, that's Satan right there, man.
Pray for me, Nathan.
Oh, I am.
Pray for me.
But yeah, that means you just gotta gird up, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, gird up, man, because what?
I told her, I said, yeah, because things is getting weird now, because God knows this is the right heifer here.
We'll see, boy.
I-
We'll see.
How you feel about that, brother Nate?
We gonna see.
Me.
We gonna see. We got what is it right now? Going to December 1st? We got 10 months. We'll know. Because if it is, they say that's when they're gonna try to sacrifice it next year, next October.
I think so, because a lot of people that we've been trying to talk to, and they didn't want to hear it, now all of a sudden they make a phone call. Oh, yeah, now they want to hear it.
Yeah, that's good though. That's good.
Yeah,
I mean,
so we're like,
that's
okay.
good.
And it's like everybody's eyes that we've been trying to talk, now they're asking us questions. So I was telling my wife, I said, well, maybe this is the heifer, and the Lord knows that we need to, these people are waking up because he's waking up.
I mean, even if this ain't the one, they probably gonna force it to be the one. You know what I'm saying? They gonna like, you got a blemish, don't worry about it. Get some tweezers and pull it out. Pull it out. They ready, they impatient, man. But it's coming. The world coming to an end, man. This thing speeding up, man. This thing is speeding up, so it could be. It could be, but y'all know to look out for it, though.
Yeah,
Y'all know to look out for it.
where would you leave to go? Like, when, just say for instance, this does happen, where would you flee to?
The question was, if this does happen, as far as what, the red heifer, where will we flee to go? I won't flee nowhere right now. Not right now. I'm gonna call y'all and we gonna talk. I'm gonna call y'all and we gonna talk. I'm seriously. Call the brothers, we gonna talk, we gonna figure out something. We got widows, old people. We gonna have to figure out something, but we got some time though. You know what I'm saying? So ideally, I would like to get right outside of the wilderness. I'll be right there.
I had a stranger give me a camera.
Huh?
I had a stranger I'd never met before give me a camera.
Give you a what?
A camper.
A camper?
The 80,000 miles on it.
Oh man. Yeah, I mean we couldn't do nothing with it though.
I got to travel with it.
But how you gonna travel to Israel with it?
I can go so far.
So we're trying to take like a school bus.
I can take it back.
Right.
The
Man.
Lord gonna get me there.
No, we gonna get there though. We gonna get there. We gonna get there, man. But
So should we get passports and stuff?
I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say that because we can start something. But I will say this. Trying to figure out how can I say this. Hey, you know what? The Lord gonna make a way. The Lord gonna provide. The Lord is gonna provide. Whether it be, whether it be early, you know what I'm saying? Like I said in the class, and one thing Jediah had brought out a few years back, he was just like, man, the Lord put these numbers in the Bible for a reason. You know what I'm saying? And most of us, we mainly just focus on the 1260 or the 1290, the last 30 days before, the door is shut to the wilderness. That's what we usually focus on. But, the 2300 days, it's in the Bible for a reason. And you got to pay attention to that. When they kill the first animal, then you start to count down to Jesus coming back. So just say, for instance, we want to start communicating. We want to try to start figuring out what we're going to do, man. We need to get these older people. We got to see about the kids and all this type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Then what if we do decide to, all right, man, well, we need to try to get a passport because that's the only way we're going to get over there. Who's to say the Lord won't open up a door? Who's to say the Lord won't be like, won't test our hearts of men? Well, they'd be like, if y'all want to come over here to Egypt, y'all come over here and hang out, You know what I'm saying, for some time. Now, we already know what it's getting ready to lead up to. I mean, just think about it. They already inviting you back to Africa next year, ain't they? See what I'm saying? Like the Lord already touching the hearts of men. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, we just got to pay attention to things that are starting to unfold. But just like people are starting to say, we're going to start relaxing the visas now so the African Americans come back to Africa next year. You see what I'm saying? But that's God really doing that. But I know that it ain't time for us to go nowhere anyway. But it's at the end. Like, we starting to wake up now, so people want to start feeling sorry. Like, we sorry. We want to, nah, Lord say, don't render me no recompense. Because I'm going to turn upon your own head. You done already did this dirt now, Africans. Tyree and Zion, now you want us to come back home. But one lady said it so clear. She's like, we don't need y'all back. Y'all seen her? Y'all see this lady, this African lady? She's like, we don't need y'all back. Y'all send y'all money. She's like, but we ain't the same people anyway. I'm like, praise the Lord. People say they was upset. They can't believe she said that. I'm just like, y'all so dumb. She letting you know we ain't the same people. She was like, she said something to the point, if we wouldn't have sold y'all, y'all wouldn't have survived. An African, man. So I'm like, yeah, boy. Yes, thank you, Jesus. I'm like, yeah, man. That hopefully y'all start waking up and realizing that the Africans ain't us, man. She said, we don't need y'all back over here, though. Y'all can send y'all money. She said, y'all send y'all money. We don't need y'all to build up Africa. She said, Africa built this stuff up. I'm like, wow. No, y'all didn't. We built that. We built that. But it's all good, though. Because we coming to the end, the nation's starting to wake up. You know, nation's starting to wake up, and they're going to have to realize and deal with what they did to us. So, as far as that, once it comes up, the Lord will provide. You know what I'm saying? Because I got a passport. It ain't for that, though. My family ain't got no passport. Do y'all? Yeah, I'm the only one with a passport. And that's to go to Toronto to preach. You know what I'm saying? So, like, you know, I got to figure out this. Listen, that's too much money. We're going to have to, Lord, we need some help. Shoot, can't afford all these pets. But, you know what I'm saying? Lord, try to make a way, man. You know what I'm saying? That's just like you look back in the 80s when they had gathered up them black Jews, Colossians and stuff like that, and sent them and took them over there. They was flying them over there. Y'all go look and see. They had a long time ago. They had some black people. They were flying over. They was flying them over to Israel, free, loading them up on planes, And I was saying to myself, man, look at this, boy. This is probably how it's gonna be when it's time for us to get to the wilderness.
Aren't they the same people that
Netanyahu
was trying to get rid of by offering them $3,500 people out of Israel?
Yeah, well, I don't know if that's actually the same ones. That was in the 80s.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? These people here may be some.
He's trying to get them out.
Yeah, these could be just migrants, period. You know what I'm saying? Africans and Negroes. You know what I'm saying? But we ain't going over there in droves like this movement was back then.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But they are trying to get us out of there. Yeah, they offering up people $3,500 a death. That's what they said, $3,500 or die. Get out. We don't want y'all mixing with the seed over here. Yeah, they want you out of there, man. But, man, Lord finna take all that down. That's our land.
Go over there and take their money, then take the land back.
That's our land. Y'all heard about Bush died today, right? George Bush?
Which one?
Daddy. Tragic. But I wanted to point that out because we was riding up here today, and I say, man, that's gonna suck, man. Like all this dirt you did in this world, and you die, and you gotta wake up. The next person you see when you get up is Jesus, man. That's crazy to me. Like you gonna wake up and see the Lord, man, and you gotta answer for all this stuff. You was calling for a new world order and stuff like that. Like, bruh, you gonna wake up, you gonna see Jesus. You could not extend your life. You couldn't do that, man, so you got to answer. But I just thought about that, like, you know, all the stuff they would do, all the parties they have, all the money they have and stuff like that. Like Solomon said, man, it's one event that happened to them all. One event happened to them all, man, you know. And they tried to keep him going, didn't they? They tried to keep him going. They tried to keep Jerry Jones going, ain't they? I mean, he just, goodness gracious. Man, he looked like he should be at the hospital. Y'all seen Jerry Jones? He look like he should be at the hospital. For real. What's that? Started what?
Everything, a lot of stuff started when Obama got in office.
Yeah, he was just a puppet. The who?
Gay rights.
Oh, yeah.
It started until Obama got in office.
Yeah, they just use the blackface.
Yeah, they use them.
They use the
For a
blackface.
lot of stuff.
Yeah, because you got to realize if they can appeal to the church, you know what I'm saying? It's like I say, you know, it's been homosexuality going on in San Francisco for so long. And ain't nobody been making a big deal about it. As soon as Atlanta started getting packed with a lot of homosexual, now it's the cool thing to do. You know what I'm saying? Because if you get the priest to sign off on it, then it's all good. You know what I'm saying? So Barack get in the seat, the priest or the Israelites, we looking at him as a savior and stuff. You know what I'm saying? And we just really turn a blind eye to what he did. He ain't help us at all. He ain't help us not one bit. No, he's not Israelite. And you know, like I say, people look at him as our king. Yeah, just a skin color, that's right.
That's how he got in there, that skin color. He made it work.
Yeah, they are.
Is it in Atlanta? Is it like everywhere you turn around?
Nah, I mean downtown. It's very prevalent. It's prevalent. It's definitely prevalent. It's sad.
Yeah.
It's prevalent. It's definitely prevalent.
When he did that Obamacare, he said his family won't go get it, but once you get it, you can't get out of it.
They won't let you get it though. That's the crazy thing about it.
They won't let you get out of it. My sister.
I mean, they won't let you get it either. You can't get on the marketplace. I don't know what you got to do to get on that marketplace.
I know they deny it.
I mean, everybody getting denied. Jediah and Israel, since Raquel got denied, we got denied. We're like, really?
Everybody that got it already,
They can't get out of it. Yeah.
They can't get out of it. And if you
Then they're gonna find you if you don't have it.
If you go get some insurance somewhere else, don't pay that every year. It goes up. You got to pay.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. Well, they use him. They use him as a puppet. Yeah, they gonna force it. They gonna force it anyway. So you just try to hold out as long as you can. You know what I'm saying? But they gonna force it. They gonna force it real soon, like they got to. They gonna tie all this stuff to your, you know what they call it. I ain't gonna say. It's gonna be tied to the mark of the beast. Put it that way.
Yep, that's exactly what I was gonna say.
You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna be tied to that mark of the beast. Everything you're gonna have to do. Everything going through that. Well, you think about it though, like that really ain't for Israel though. Because remember, it's called Jacob's trouble. You know what I'm saying? I mean, some of us may get it, but for the most part, like Jacob's trouble, it's to kill you. You know what I'm saying? It's to take you out. So just think about that. But we definitely creeping up on this time fast, man. Fast. They got a dedication going on at the end of this month. I'm going to read some of it to you. Brother sent me this the other day. I read some of the article, last night when we was at a dinner table. I was looking at it. He sent it to me, and I just kind of breezed by it. Then I opened it up last night, and I couldn't believe what it said. All right, so it says, Sanhedrin invites 70 nations to Hanukkah dedication of altar for the third temple, right? But this is the part that I wanted to read right here. It's an article you can look at. Okay, it says a full dress reenactment of the offering will take place. Let me get to the point. The location is still unclear as of Jerusalem. Jerusalem municipality is weighing security concerns that a Jewish ceremony of this sort will precipitate Muslim violence if performed in view of the Temple Mount. Also at question is whether the Kohanim will ritually slaughter a lamb or whether prepared meat would be brought. Though the Sanhedrin has received all of the necessary permits from the government organizations in charge of slaughtering animals, they are still waiting for the municipality to approve that part of the ceremony. So they already got the altar. That's what I've been trying to tell y'all. People like to say, well, they got to get a temple to offer up a sacrifice. They don't need no temple to offer no sacrifice. They got an altar that's ready to go. So they supposed to be having a dedication around Hanukkah, to, I guess, honor the altar. But what made me think about it was, they don't know if they're going to use some meat that's already, cut up or whatever, or they don't know if they're going to actually slaughter a live animal on this altar. So if that ain't like, it can't be this one. It ain't that healthy though. You know what I'm saying? But just the thought of it, you know what I'm saying? Just the mindset. Like, you done already got permits to get this done? Man, they going to be shaking it up and shaking it down tomorrow, and they missing what's coming on in the world, man. You know, so the brother sent it to me yesterday, and I just thought it was kind of crazy. You know, I just thought it was crazy. So.
And they don't know what they're going to sacrifice, whether it's live or dead animals?
No. I'm saying, but the point is that they've already went through the process of getting permission to kill an animal on this altar. You get what I'm saying?
So are you saying that the altar and the temple is like interchangeable?
Say again?
Are you saying like the altar and the temple could be interchangeable? It's not necessarily a temple being built, but the altar?
Yeah, the altar, they already have the altar.
They already have the altar.
But I'm saying, so the temple, are we still looking for their temple to be built?
Yeah, but that's not going to determine the 2,300 days, though.
Right.
When they kill the first animal, that's what determines the 2,300 days. You understand? But this man of sin still going to stand in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. You know what I'm saying? They got to have a temple in order for him to do that. In order for him to leave Rome and go into Jerusalem, you know what I'm saying? They got to have a temple. But they don't need no temple for them to kill no animals. They got an altar.
Gotcha.
They can rid that altar up anywhere. Put it up and kill it. We can start it right now. You see what I'm saying? And that's what most people forget. Some people actually teach and say, well, they're going to put, we're going to put the temple up first. They're going to put the temple up first, then they're going to start sacrificing. That ain't necessarily the case. They do not need no temple to start killing no animal. They don't need that. They already got them boys ready to do that.
But we were just waiting on the red heifer to be sacrificed.
That's what you're waiting on right there. Because that's going to start it off. You know what I'm saying? So just pay attention to peace agreements and stuff like that between Israel and Palestinians and stuff. They're supposed to be presented this month through Trump. You know what I'm saying? So pay attention to that type of stuff, man. Through Trump, yes. Yeah.
You see they got money printed out with him on there, right?
They do?
Mm-hmm. What is it with, like, see him and, Pontius? No. Cyrus. Is it Cyrus?
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Oh, really? Oh, really?
His face
Gold
is...
coins and guys.
They got Cyrus on there? Oh, get out of here. Wow. Yeah, okay. I like that. Go ahead, wrap this thing up, man. It's time to go home, man. Shoot. I'm tired of struggling like this, man. Shoot, man. I want no more sickness, no more death, man. I'm ready for that to come on. Like, let's get home to Jerusalem, man. We can chill, man. You know what I'm saying? Hey, go ahead and we got to make it through the Great Tribulation, though. I ain't gonna lie. But I'm ready for it to just get over with, man. Because they tightening the noose, man. They tightening it, boy.
Look. In the Great Tribulation,
You need the mic.
what if
We need to get y'all some stands.
Yeah.
So y'all come right to the mic with y'all questions.
it says you shouldn't kill? What if someone is attacking you and you wind up killing 2-3 people?
One person and you kill 2 or 3 people, you're going mad. Dude, good grief. Right?
What do? You don't let them. Do you let them kill you when you just go on with the Lord, or do you protect you and your family? Because when things hit the fan, people gonna start trying to take what you got. And if me and my wife and kids is trying to get away, somebody trying to take what I got, I'm gonna do what I got to do to try to protect my family.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. I understand. I was just wondering how I went from 1 to 3. Like, I'm just thinking, like, you were actually fighting. I was thinking you were fighting somebody, like, and then, like.
It's usually more than one person.
Yeah, I got you. We go to Matthew 19.
So they're going to go and come in groups.
Yeah, I feel you. Matthew 19.
One
I was like, you trigger happy, man.
In my household, I have one. Right. And in the window.
You got another?
Matthew chapter 19, read verse 16.
And behold, one came and said unto him, Good master, what good thing shall I do that I may have eternal life? And he said unto him, Why callest thou me good? there is none good but one, that is God. But if thou wilt enter into life, keep the commandments.
Okay, so now this is the Lord responding to the ruler, right? The young rich guy, right? And he's asking him, what must he do to inherit eternal life, right? So he tells him, if you're going to enter into life, keep the commandments, right? Go ahead.
And he said unto him, which?
Don't say. Okay, so now the guy's asking the Lord, which ones you talking about? He said unto him, which? Go ahead.
Jesus said, thou shalt do no murder.
He said, thou shalt what?
Do no murder.
So he taking you back to what? The commandments, right? He's just breaking it down for you. He said, thou shalt do no murder, right? So that's what we're talking about when he say thou shalt not kill. He's just talking about don't be murdered.
Okay, I got you.
Right. So self-defense, he ain't talking about that.
Go out and kill someone.
Yeah, like the stuff we see going on, somebody make you mad, you shoot him in the head. Like, you ain't got no business doing that, bro. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause we see that going on.
Every day.
It's unnecessary. Yeah, every day. 6 o'clock news, you see it. It's unnecessary.
Walk away from there.
Yeah, he ain't got the so he tell you not to do that.
Okay. All right, cool. Conscience clear.
Praise the Lord. Yeah, somebody asked that question last week. Same question.
So as Brother Nate going through the wilderness, getting to the wilderness, that's where our tribulation is going to happen?
Say
As
that.
we trying to go to the wilderness, that's where our tribulation.
Oh yeah, we have trouble getting there.
Okay,
You're gonna have some trouble. Yeah, that's why I tell you go to Revelation chapter 12. You're gonna have some trouble getting there. But that ain't the great. That's not the great tribulation though. That's gonna be some trouble though.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have some trouble that's gonna lead up to you even going into the. We're gonna have some trouble leading up into us even getting to the great tribulation. Like it tell you in Matthew chapter 24, some of you gonna be they're gonna deliver some of you up to death. But that ain't even the start of the great tribulation though. We're gonna read that. Revelation chapter 12. Go and pick this up at verse 14. What it say?
And to the woman were given 2 wings of a great eagle, that she might fly into the wilderness, into her place, where she is nourished for a time, and times, and a half a time.
So that's 3.5 years, but the woman going to be given wings that she might fly into the wilderness. In other words, this angel going to be protecting us. But go ahead.
From the face of the serpent.
Uh-huh.
And the serpent cast out of his mouth water as a flood after the woman, that he might cause her to be carried away of the flood.
Right, so we're just talking about an army that's going to be chasing this woman. So, like, it ain't going to be like, it's going to be easy for you to get out of here. We're going to be running, man. We're going to be running for our life. You see what I'm saying? So that's why I say it's going to be trouble. It ain't the great tribulation, though. But it's still going to be some trouble.
Right.
You see? He said, and to the woman where it said in verse 15, and the serpent, talking about Satan, cast out of his mouth water as a flood after the woman. Flood, we just talking about in this case, we just talking about army. Just like with Pharaoh. Same thing he did, right? When they got to the Red Sea, they looked behind them, they had an army right behind them. But what ended up happening? The Lord opened up that Red Sea, they came through there, and once the Egyptians got in the middle of the sea, just like Israel was in the middle of the sea, the Lord shut down, closed the water on the Egyptians. And the Israelites, they were still walking through on dry land. But at that point, that's what the Lord used to help them. Now, this time, hey, we're going to have some help also. What it say in verse 16?
And the earth helped the woman, and the earth opened her mouth and swallowed up the flood, which the dragon cast out of his mouth.
Right, so this could be an earthquake or something. You know what I'm saying? But they're going to be chasing us, though. Put it that way. So that's going to be trouble in that sense. This ain't the great tribulation at this point right here, because we still running. Once you get into the wilderness, you good. You know what I'm saying? But we still going to be running at this time. Go back over to Matthew chapter 24, though. Matthew 24. Matthew 24, and pick this up at around verse 8. Matthew 24 and verse 8. What did that say, brother?
And these are the beginning of sorrows.
Right. All these are the beginning of sorrows. So he takes it back to nation rising against nation, kingdom against kingdom, earthquakes in diverse places, which we starting to see here. Had one in Alaska yesterday, didn't 7.0. But they say what? These just the beginning of sorrows. We ain't even, really hit the tip of the iceberg. We just starting. He said all these, matter of fact, I'm sorry, we are at the tip of the iceberg. He said all these are the beginning of sorrows, but what's going to happen in verse 9? What did it say?
Then shall he deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and you shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake.
Oh, see, we still got this going on though, right? He said what? They're going to deliver you up to be afflicted, shall kill you. You're going to be hated of all nations for my name's sake. And then many going to be offended and shall betray one another and shall hate one another. Go ahead and read.
And many false prophets shall rise and shall deceive many.
Go ahead.
And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold.
Right, but we starting to see some of this now. Though. We starting to see this. You know, how you can see somebody get beat down and you have people standing around recording it. You know what I'm saying? Like, ain't no love nowadays. But listen, the Lord told you this is going to happen because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. But listen, this is just the beginning, though. So we're going to have some trouble or some tribulation going on. But it's something that the Lord is going to allow to happen that's going to climax this trouble. And that's what he's going to tell you in verse 15. Read what he say, brother.
When ye shall therefore see the abomination of desolation spoken of by Daniel the prophet, standing in the holy place.
Keep reading.
Whoso readeth, let him understand.
So you need to get some understanding on that. But what you need to do in verse 16?
Then let them which be in Judea flee into the mountains.
Right, so up until this time, listen, you're going through some hell. But when this takes place, when you see this abomination of desolation staying in the holy place, you need to get some understanding. But if you're in Judea, it's time for you to run. Get on up out of there. Skip down to verse 21. What does it say?
For then shall be great tribulation.
So at that time, Lord, Jesus. Ooh, that's small. He said, for then shall be great tribulation. Go ahead and read. You see, why is it great tribulation? Because evidently you must have a tribulation that's going on. But this right here going to climax it. He said, then it's going to be great tribulation. Go ahead.
Such as what's not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be.
Right, so don't nothing compare to this. This here going to be a bad time. Don't nothing compare to this. This right here is going to, you know, outdo 9/11. It's going to outdo the transatlantic slave trade. You know, I had some brothers say, well, you know, the slave trade, that was a great tribulation. No, it was bad. Don't get me wrong, but that ain't the great tribulation. Yeah. But this is going to be a bad time. It's going to be worse than what happened during Noah's time, when the Lord flooded the earth. He's saying nothing ever been like this, and there will nothing come like this again. It's going to be great tribulation. So we're going to have some things that are going on, that are happening, that's going to get kind of bad. That's why I was saying earlier, it seems like the noose is tightening. You know what I'm saying? But that's going to happen. Look at all these brothers are getting shot down, the police getting off. It ain't even happening no more. Why? Because this got to happen. This is your build up to Jacob's trouble. That's what's starting. We starting to see happen now. The more we wake up, the more it's gonna start getting harder and harder. Because hey, the next thing that gotta happen, the Lord getting ready to return. You know, so but what's gonna climax this trouble is this great tribulation. When you see that man of sin, that son of perdition, standing in the holy place, then you know this is it. This is the great tribulation. Say that on there.
Yeah, with the phones that they have, it was on the video where these two young boys, they were teenagers, and this old man, I think he was like almost 70, he slipped and fell in the water, and they took their phones out and was recording and thought it was funny and laughing how the man died, and instead of helping him, they wanted to record it, and they watched him go down this thing, walking with him. And that's some of our little young Hebrews just watching, they rather record than help.
That's the time we in, man. Yeah, that's crazy right there, man. That's the time we in, man. No questions online? Nope, I don't see them. I remember we used to have 4 people online when we first started at the hotel. Now it'll be jumping every weekend now, boy.
Well, at least I know we got to look forward to then.
Oh, yeah. Consistency. Yeah, that's the key. consistency. It all take a little time. No question?
You got time there. You got nothing, boo? Then when you get home, see the ashes and all that.
No. No.
Really?
I guess that's it, man. It's been a pleasure being here. Been a pleasure being here. I just opened it too. It's been a pleasure being here, though, seeing y'all again. Sorry it took so long. I had to go down to Jacksonville, kind of work out some stuff down there. You know what I'm saying? And then you know, North Carolina's in good hands. So, you know what I'm saying? Between Atlanta and Philly, man, North Carolina's in real good hands. So, you know what I'm saying? So we just had to kind of get Jayville in line, man. So, but it's definitely good to see y'all again. All right, well, I guess we're going to close out. Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. Let me see here. February? What you say? That long? No, hold on. No, I made the schedule for Atlanta. So let's see. Dude. Yep. Let's see here. Yeah, probably around February. Yeah, because we don't come every week, though. You know, it's like 2 here, we off. Yeah, so probably around February. There you go.
Our Father, which art in heaven,
Our Father, which art in heaven,
hallowed be thy name.
hallowed be thy name.
Thy kingdom come,
Thy kingdom come,
thy will be done,
thy will be done
in earth
in earth
as it is in heaven.
as it is in heaven.
Give us this day our daily bread,
Give us this day our daily bread,
and forgive us our debts,
and forgive us our debts,
as we forgive our debtors.
as we forgive our debtors.
And lead us not into temptation,
And lead us not into temptation,
but deliver us from evil.
but deliver us from evil.
For thine is the
For
kingdom,
thine is the kingdom,
the power,
and the power,
and the glory,
and the glory,
forever.
forever.
Amen.
Praise the Lord.
Praise the Lord.
For he is good. And his mercy endures forever.
And his mercy endures forever.
Praise the Lord God of Israel.
Praise the Lord, the God of
For
Israel.
he is good.
For he is good,
And his mercy endures forever.
and his mercy endures forever.
In Jesus' name we pray.
In Jesus' name we pray.
The Holy One of Israel.
The Holy One of Israel,
The King of
the
Kings.
King of kings,
The Lord of Lords.
and Lord of
The
lords,
one true God.
the one true God,
And there is no other.
there is no other.
Amen. Hallelujah.
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 In Jesus' name.
In Jesus' name.
Amen.
Amen.